Welcome back here to the Mountain Morning Show. I'm really excited to have our next guest on. We're talking about the Weber Pathways TrailFest, and it's coming up here on June the 30th. We are huge fans of trails here in Park City, but did you know that there's a very extensive trail system just to the north as well? If you want to explore some great things there, you can. I have Mark here. He's the executive director of Weber Pathways, and then Adam with Bank of Utah here as well. Thank you so much, both of you, for coming on. We really appreciate it.
Right, thank you.
Absolutely. Let's talk about the TrailFest, and why was this created in the first place? Why have this great festival to celebrate all these trails up in the Weber Canyon area?
Well, the TrailFest was promoted because we wanted to make sure that people were aware of how close trails are to their homes in Weber County. We have, unlike Park City, we have like 200,000 people in Weber County, and the trails system that we selected circumnavigates primarily Ogden. So you have a Weber River connected to the Ogden River, connected to the Bonneville Shoreline Trail, and there's well over 150,000 people just along that that area, you know, if you branch out from each side of the trail. And we thought, you know, some people just go to work, come home, and don't even think about getting outside. And so we wanted to promote getting outside, being active, nature right in their backyard. So that was the genesis of the TrailFest.
So really trying to promote not only just a healthy lifestyle, but show people like the access that they have to these amazing trails, these very scenic and beautiful areas that are, like you said, really minutes from their back door, which is a really great opportunity for them there. Let's talk, Adam, why Bank of Utah partnered to help sponsor this event? Why was it important for Bank of Utah to showcase this?
Well, yeah, Bank of Utah has been a long-time supporter of local events in the state. And just as Mark pointed out, we want to emphasize the beauty of the state we live in, and so the opportunity to sponsor TrailFest and be a part of that aspect of living in Utah and getting out was important to us. So we're proud to continue sponsoring.
That's great. And Mark, let's talk about what people can expect if they've never been to TrailFest before, especially for maybe some Park City residents who don't make their way out of the trail system here. What can they expect when they go attend on June the 30th?
Well, it's going to be a fun family event. Most of the trail is along rivers, so it's relatively flat, and it's a paved or asphalt surface. Getting to the Bonneville Shoreline Trail, of course, is a single track and natural surface, but there's like 24, 25 entry points you can get to. There's not really one starting point, and you can find the locations of entry on the website. But what the participants will receive is this passport at whatever checkpoint that they go to. And inside the passport, it has just a rough map that shows the checkpoints.
Okay.
And then a location for a stamp. So every time they go past one of the checkpoints, they'll get a stamp. And then the trail event is from 8 until noon, and then from 10 to 2, we're having a party at the Ogden Amphitheater. So when they show up with a passport that's got a stamp on it, they can enter into a free drawing. And again, it's going to be a family entertaining type event.
It's really highlighting the family side of this. Kids are going to have really great opportunity to learn more about digging for fossils. There's going to be opportunities to learn more about trail etiquette, and I think this is one of the best parts, free tubing on the Ogden River.
That's right.
It's going to be a nice warm weekend, so that'll be really, really fun to be able to do that. I think something that we should really highlight about these trails and the access that they have is this is obviously not just a hiking trail, or there's so many activities that can be involved in this. I mean, mountain biking, as we can see, there's fishing access as well, tubing, all of that. Let's talk about that as well.
The tubing part or the fishing part?
All of it, yeah. Let's talk about all the, because there's some great fishing up there. I think people don't realize some of the fly fishing streams up in that area are state class, world class, I guess you could say, really.
Oh, that's correct. Several years ago, I can't remember how long ago, Ogden City went through a great effort to restore the Ogden River as it went right through the center of the town. Prior to that, it was just like, unfortunately, other rivers and cities, it became a dumping ground. Well, they restored it, and to the point where it was rated as a blue ribbon trout fishery sections right downtown. So there's a lot of opportunity for fishing on the river. Some of the anglers are keen to say that you really have to know the river and the flows so that you know where the pockets are, but we see people there fishing all the time.
Excellent. So some really good opportunities to learn more about the trail systems there as well as the rivers. In terms of the Bank of Utah side, how can people get involved with that, or how can people learn more about Bank of Utah and their partnership with Weber Pathways?
Well, we have a lot of connections in that community. As you pointed out, there's Ogden is kind of a hidden gem in that area,
truly.
and is a mecca for outdoor activities, whether that's in the wintertime or the summertime. But yeah, so we highly focus in those areas and throughout the state to provide your banking solutions for whether it's personal or business solutions.
Well, it's really nice to have a good community kind of partner with this really great community event as well. Mark, how can people get involved with the event in terms of showing up? I mean, do you have to register before the event? Can you just show up and kind of register there? How does that work?
There's really no registration other than picking up a passport. So they can show up again at the trails between 8 and noon at one of the checkpoints. So go to weberpathways.org to find the specific locations of those trailheads. And then just walk as long as they want to. A lot of the trailhead locations or checkpoints are less than a mile apart. So that way it makes it good for the young kids to get out and get on their little bikes, or mom or dad can push them in the strollers and get out, and they can get a passport too.
They can get a passport as well,
Exactly.
so even more chances to win great prizes. No, that's great.
Exactly.
I did want to point this out. We were talking during the break. The Mid-Mountain Trail is something that's really popular here in the Park City area, especially for how extensive the trail is. There is something that kind of mirrors that, I guess you could say, in terms of its extensiveness, the Bonneville Shoreline Trail. Can you just highlight that while we just have a few minutes left?
Glad you
here?
brought that up. So the Bonneville Shoreline Trail in Weber County is about 22 miles of continuous single track from the northern county border to just above Weber State. The access points, there's probably about 15 trailheads.
Wow.
And to get to the trail, there's none that's a mile long to get there. So in terms of comparison to Mid-Mountain Trail, you don't have to, unless you drove up to Deer Valley, you don't really have that quick access. And then with all the exit points, you have a lot of opportunity to circle a shorter distance. The other nice thing about coming down to do that is we have more of a shoulder season than Park City does.
Okay.
So the spring, fall, and well, with fat bikes, even the winter the trail can be ridden. And like Park City, it's got a great historic downtown that's has seen its renaissance, and it would be great for the Park City residents to enjoy downtown Ogden.
Ogden is really thriving right now, which is a great thing. There's so many new businesses that are opening up in downtown. As you said, downtown has really been completely renovated. It's really beautiful, and the fact that you can access some of these trails from pretty close to downtown, walking distance, is really cool as well. I mean, as you said, this is going to be a great event. There's so many different access points. It's going to be easy to get involved with, so highly encourage you to head up to Ogden June the 30th. Again, one more time, where can people go to find out more information about the events?
At weberpathways.org.
Excellent.
Bankofutah.com has similar information as well. So.
And thanks to Bank of Utah there for partnering up, and thanks for you guys for bringing us this great information for this great event. I have to say that if you are here in the Park City community, want to change things up even for just the weekend, head up there and celebrate the TrailFest 2018. It's going to be really, really fun there. Thank you both so much for coming on the Mountain Morning Show today. Really, really appreciate it.
Thank you.
And I hope to see you guys very soon, maybe at the TrailFest.
Sounds great.
We'll be
Thanks.
there for sure. I'm excited for that. We've had a really, really great day here on the Mountain Morning Show. We learned some awesome recipes from Lindsay Hargett. You can learn more about that at LK Cooking. You can follow her on Instagram at LK Cooking or head to her website, lkcooking.com. Again, encourage you to head over to weberpathways.org. There you can find more information about the great Trail Fest that's happening this June the 30th, here coming up in just a few days. That's it for us here on the Mountain Morning Show today for this Monday, June the 25th. We'll see you bright and early tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. Get out there and enjoy.